There are 7 types of makeup brushes, and the shape of the bristles determines what each one can do. One of them was stolen from painters. Another, you're almost certainly holding wrong. And the softest, fluffiest brush in your kit is the one that works the least. By the end, you'll know exactly which ones you really need. The flat foundation brush. A dense paddle of synthetic bristles with a rounded tip, the most blatant theft makeup has ever made from the art world. It's a painter's filbert brush, the same shape used on canvases since the Renaissance, adopted by makeup artists in the 1990s, when Taclon synthetic fibers became cheap enough for mass production. The bristles are compacted and cut straight, so it deposits a full, opaque layer of liquid product in long strokes. The problem it hides, those same strokes leave visible lines like paint. That's why professionals have quietly abandoned it, replacing it with buffing brushes and sponges. The brush that put foundation brushes on the map is the one most makeup artists no longer use. It's right for painting precise coverage over a scar or tattoo. It's wrong for the entire face, unless you love brushstroke marks. The Kabuki brush. A dense dome of bristles on a handle so short it barely exists, and the name is literal. It comes from Japanese Kabuki theater, born around 1603, where actors pressed white rice powder onto their faces with short, thick brushes designed for close-range control. The modern version concentrates thousands of bristles in a dome, which is why it doesn't paint the skin, it polishes it. Small circular movements melt the powder or liquid into the pores until the edges disappear. The detail that nobody notices. The short handle isn't a design flaw, it's the key point. A short handle forces your hand to stay close to your face, and close means pressure control. It's the brush for anyone who wants their foundation to look like skin. It's the wrong brush for anything requiring precision. Kabuki is a floor polisher, not a pen. The blending brush. Loose, light bristles in a tapered oval. And here's the answer to the promise from the beginning. The softest brush in your kit is the one that does the least work, on purpose. The Mac 217, launched in the early 2000s, became so essential that when Mac discontinued the natural bristle version in 2019, makeup artists stockpiled them like currency, and the resale price tripled. The physics, loose bristles like that can barely hold product. It wasn't made to apply anything. It was made to move what's already there. Windshield wiper movements from side to side in the crease, and a hard line of shadow dissolves into a gradient. 10 seconds of blending is the real difference between amateur and professional eye makeup. It's the only brush that works after the makeup is already applied. Using it to apply eyeshadow is like using an eraser to write. The angled brush. Bristles cut at approximately a 45-degree angle, and the angle isn't style, it's anatomy. Your cheekbone crosses your face diagonally. Your eyebrow draws a diagonal arch. A straight brush meets these lines, clashing with them. The angled brush fits perfectly on the first try. The concept exploded in 2016 when contouring became a craze, and NARS Ida brush, a rigid angled blade of bristles, sold out for months, with a waiting list worthy of a collector's sneaker. In miniature, the same cut becomes an eyebrow brush, dragging the powder in fine, thread-like strokes. The unexpected part, the angle also corrects your grip. Held naturally with a relaxed wrist, the angled brush compensates for the exact inclination of your hand. The brush was never crooked. Your hand was crooked, and someone finally designed it with that in mind. It's perfect for cheekbones and eyebrows. It's useless on any flat area. The duo fiber, the odd one out. 2 brushes stacked on one head, a dense base of dark, natural bristles for structure, and above it, a sparse crown of longer, white synthetic tips. Makeup artists nicknamed it the skunk brush, and it was designed for high-definition television, when cameras became sharp enough to expose every brushstroke on an actor's face. Only the white tips should touch your skin. They pick up a whisper of product and deposit it in tiny dots like a human airbrush. Layer by layer, the coverage builds up without a visible beginning or end. And that's how you know if you're using it wrong. If the dark bristles are touching your face, you're pressing 3 times harder than you should. It's the cream blush and foundation brush that needs to survive a close-up. It's the wrong brush for those in a hurry. Fan brush. Bristles spread in a semicircle, thin as a whisper, borrowed from gilders, the artisans who handle gold leaf, a material so fragile that the tip of a finger can tear it. This origin is the entire technical sheet. This brush was designed to barely touch, glided across the top of your cheekbone with highlighter, and it deposits a film thin enough to look like light instead of powder. Its second secret job is the one it was truly born for, sweeping away excess glitter and powder that falls without smudging the makeup underneath. It cleans up a finished face the same way a gilder removes excess gold. It's right for highlighting and damage control. It's wrong for anything that requires real coverage. Asking a fan brush for pigment is like asking a feather to carry bricks. The pencil brush. Bristles gathered into a firm, rounded tip the size of a pea, the sniper of the kit. It exists because the space between the lash line and the crease is a canvas smaller than a fingernail, and all other brushes treat this space like a wall. The tapered tip blends eyeliner until it softens, contours the shadow under the lower lashes, and darkens the outer corner without touching anything else. The surprising detail, it's this brush that creates the smoky eye. Not the large, fluffy brush, the tiny one. The smoke originates at the root of the lashes, in millimeters, and is then diffused upwards. It's the right brush for precision and drama in the same stroke. It's the wrong one for large areas, like signing your name with a paint roller. What are yours? So which ones do you really need? Here's the math. Liquid products call for synthetic bristles. They don't absorb, they push, the same physics as mascara brushes. Powders love natural or mixed bristles, which grab the pigment. Full coverage calls for a Kabuki brush. Precision calls for a pencil and angled brush. Soft edges call for a blending brush and duo fiber brush. Most people have 10 brushes and use 2, usually the wrong 2 doing jobs they were never designed for. The shape of the bristles is the instruction manual. Now you finally know how to read it. Someone you know is blending eyeshadow with a foundation brush right now and blaming the palette. Send this video to her.